continue to kick this down the road. We have to make sure that we're looking out for it. And I think that if you look at North Korea now, the reasons we're pushing for so many sanctions, do we think more sanctions are going to work on North Korea? Not necessarily, but what does it do? It cuts off the revenue that allows them to build ballistic missiles.
That's, of course, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley speaking yesterday. Joining us now, a member of both the Foreign Relations and Judiciary Committees, Democratic Senator Chris Coons of Delaware. Senator, good morning. It's always good to have you here. Let's talk first about North Korea. What options, in your mind, as someone who studies foreign policy very closely, are on the table right now for the United States? We just heard Nikki Haley say, well, sanctions don't really work. And, there's a lot of truth to what she said. There have been a decade or so of sanctions that haven't changed the path toward a nuclear weapon of North Korea. But nobody wants to go down the other path, which is a preemptive military strike. So what is the best option right now on the table?
Well, later today, we're going to get a briefing for all senators from the Secretaries of Defense and State and the Director of National Intelligence. And I'm hoping to hear in more detail what the Trump administration's strategy is. I do think, even though there is some reasonable question whether or not sanctions will ultimately deter Kim Jong-un of North Korea, I think we have to continue to try as hard as we can all diplomatic options, while at the same time strengthening the anti-missile defenses of our vital allies, South Korea and Japan, and preparing to deploy stronger and more effective anti-missile defenses for the United States, for Guam and the homeland. And frankly, after today's consultation, I think Congress and the administration need to prepare for what would happen if we were required by increased threats that were increasingly credible from North Korea to prepare for escalation of conflict.
So what sanctions are left, Senator? I think that's the question a lot of people have. What could you do to turn the screws on North Korea that hasn't been tried already and frankly hasn't worked already?
Well, China really hasn't applied the complete economic pressure against North Korea that it could. And the challenge for us is to decide whether or not we want to provide the sort of pressure on the Chinese economy that might compel them to take actions against North Korea. I'll remind you, this is the sort of work that the Obama administration did to finally isolate Iran and bring them to the table to negotiate about their nuclear weapons program. Not just indirect sanctions, not just UN sanctions or EU sanctions, but secondary sanctions that blocked access to the American financial system for any country that was buying oil, from Iran. We've got one major trading partner for North Korea, a very isolated country, and that's China. And given the complex web of economic ties between China and the United States, we'd have to hesitate to really tighten the screws on China, because it would have consequences for us. But China's not yet fully pulling everything that they could to affect North Korea.
So more pressure from China, but you did mention a minute ago that the United States has to start preparing for the possibility of an escalation, a military escalation. As someone who sees information the rest of us don't have access to, as somebody who knows these issues well, how concerned are you right now that there could be a military conflict with North Korea? More concerned than you've been in the past?
I am more concerned than I've been in the past. And this is a moment for the Trump administration to focus, to communicate closely with our allies, not to stoke needless divisions between the United States and South Korea over trade issues or with China over other issues. We need to really focus. We've got the cleanup from Hurricane Harvey ongoing in Texas. We've got Hurricane Irma bearing down on Florida. We've got a dozen other important issues in front of us here in the Senate. So this is a time for unified, clear national leadership, for Congress to consult closely with the Trump administration, and for all of us to be communicating in a measured and thoughtful way. We need our allies. This is the sort of moment that I hope will make clear to President Trump why a strong and robust diplomatic toolkit is important. I'll remind you that President Trump's budget proposed a more than 30% cut to our State Department. We'll have a vote this week on the Appropriations Committee on whether or not the Senate will support a cut that deep to the very vital department that's responsible for helping us bridge differences with our allies and be fully prepared for the sort of confrontation we're beginning to have now with North Korea.
Senator, another issue in front of the country, DACA. Yesterday, there was a protest on Fifth Avenue in front of the place where Donald Trump once lived, literally in the clouds, Trump Tower. And I was speaking to a young man. He's 20 years of age. He came here with his parents when he was 2. He is today and was yesterday a member of the United States Army. What happens to someone like him?
Well, that's exactly why this announcement by the president is, to me, so troubling, is when you get to know individual dreamers, as I have. I've had a chance to meet with dreamers from Delaware who are university students or who are hardworking and contributing members of our community, or who've served in the American Armed Forces, or, as that young man is, are currently serving. It changes your views, perhaps, I would hope, for most, about these young Americans who were brought here illegally by their parents, but through no fault of their own. The vast majority of the American people would like to see them stay here and would like to see them have a path towards continuing to contributing to our economy, to our country, to our security. Taken to its logical extreme, the president's position announced by Attorney General Sessions yesterday would mean that that young man would face deportation, and that he and his family would face the uncertainty that at any time he might lose his currently legal status here because of DACA. This is a direct challenge to Congress, and it's my hope in a bipartisan and responsible way we will take this up and pass the DREAM Act promptly.
Casey has a question for you. Casey?
Senator Coons, good to see you this morning. You serve on the Judiciary Committee, and the Washington Post reports this morning that you are planning to attend a meeting with Donald Trump Jr. that the committee is holding on Thursday. Is that the case? And what is your top question for Donald Trump Jr.?
Well, Casey, the Senate Judiciary Committee staff have been quite busy over the summer. They've gathered, I think, 20,000 pages of documents and conducted interviews. I haven't seen that Washington Post story this morning, forgive me, and I'm not sure exactly what day there's going to be a staff interview. What I'm most looking forward to is the chance to ask questions in an open hearing. I do expect that at some point this month, the Judiciary Committee will have an open hearing where Donald Trump Jr. and Paul Manafort and perhaps Glenn Simpson will be testifying in front of us. That's more important, frankly, than the staff interview that will be conducted soon, because that gives us an opportunity to have on-the-record questioning of these principals who were actively involved in the meeting with folks who claimed they were bringing information about Hillary Clinton to a core group of the Trump campaign team members in the summer of 2016.
What a busy few weeks ahead of you. Senator Chris Coons, we appreciate you coming by as always. Thank you.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.